Hey everybody, I'm back in. The other one on the mobile device cut out. The second time it's done that is many nights, but after 43 minutes of time. So I simply went back to the encoder and I started a new one. Um, and this one is up. This is part one, okay? And so hopefully everybody sees this one and says, hey, we're coming back. So I don't know why that happened. That's a new thing. And I have to report that to YouTube because that's a glitch that should stop. That's a glitch that should stop. Okay. So I am going to send this out for stream via Twitter. Share link. Part two. And then hashtag Raiders. Okay. And Zinny62. Put that in there. Okay. And then okay. And then NFL. And voila. Okay, cool. Now, as I was saying, for those of you who, I don't know if you are just seeing this or you were here for the last one, but I'll say again that the issue is that we don't know if this delay is going to carry into tomorrow while the workers come back. And if you're following this, you're saying, hey, what happened? This is what happened. Let me catch you up. Okay. We started off talking about a report that construction was stopped Monday because of a lightning storm, vast amounts of rain, record levels of rain, and high winds. That was Monday. It was reported by Jedi Rich Lightlauer and Jedi Joy Lightlauer, who are vloggers in Las Vegas. Now, today, or yesterday, Tuesday, there was still work stoppage. There were maybe 3 or 4 people on the site total walking around that you could see visible from Skycam, okay? And then the question is, going into Wednesday, will all the workers be back or not? Which would indicate that the area is still wet. Kenny G says, as a season ticket holder, I hope the team stays in Oakland after this season. You know, this is what I was getting at as far as the two sides of the coin. And I was talking about how, and I was reading to you how the Raiders and Chargers had basically said they're willing to share stadium was a backup in case they didn't get stadiums in their home markets, but they really weren't trying to get stadiums in their home market. It was all kind of a ruse, right? And at that time, Mark Davis was already deep into his Las Vegas alternative, but hadn't pulled the trigger until it's obvious he didn't get Los Angeles. Okay. So he always had like a backup for the backup. He may have a backup for the backup this time too. I mean, think about it. If the Raiders had a backup for Carson, right, and that backup was Vegas, what's to say they don't have another backup someplace else? Or maybe they have a backup in Oakland that they're not telling anybody about. Maybe somebody in Oakland knows about it. If that would be the case, this would be the best kept secret ever in the history of Oakland. I don't believe it. It's, nice to think about. I'm just saying, okay? Do the Raiders have a backup plan in case all this doesn't work? In case it gets to a point where it's too expensive? Does the backup plan include Oakland? My issue, and now this gets to my issue with Oakland. My issue with Oakland is, hey, Donis, how you doing? My issue with Oakland is that Oakland has lost its ability to be economically developmentally aggressive for the most part. Now, the Oakland Athletics progress toward a new stadium is proving me wrong. very slowly, because the A's are determined to build a stadium in Oakland. The A's want to do what the Warriors and the Raiders did not want to do. It has to do with want to. So you can invent all kinds of reasons why something didn't work, but the bottom line is you didn't want to do it. The A's are proving the other two teams just didn't want to do it. The A's under Dave Cavall want to do it, okay? They want to do it. That's the biggest difference in all of this, okay? Yeah, Donis, blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain. So, but where we are with all this, folks, is that, excuse me, is that we have been told, as I said before in the last live stream, that by 2018, the Raiders were gone. Remember that? The Raiders were gone. They're not. They're not. Kenny G says, God love the music from the 90s. But you know what I've been listening to lately? Clocks from Coldplay. Great song, man. So anyway, this is the first vlog live stream. See, it's got the photograph from Jedi Rich, Light Lauer, and Jedi Joy. Water everywhere. All right. So again, this is interesting. I was reading this. All right. We're pursuing this option in Carson for one straightforward reason. If we cannot find a permanent solution in our home markets, we will have no alternative but to preserve other options and guarantee the future economic viability of our franchises, the teams said in a statement. Okay. The proposal is the latest in a string of bids to put a team in Los Angeles. Remember, all this started after Steve Ballmer bought the Clippers for $2 billion and just shocked the sports world. All right. In January, E. Stanley Kroenke, the owner of the St. Louis Rams, announced plans to build a stadium at Hollywood Park in Inglewood, which is coming along really well. About 10 miles from downtown Los Angeles, the sports and entertainment giant AEG proposed building a stadium downtown. The sad part of that story is that black folks are being moved out, reportedly, as the stadium is being developed because people are bidding up the land around there. Bad. While another group has plans for a stadium in the city of industry, but neither proposal has the backing of an NFL team. And they talk about how building a stadium in Carson will have its challenges and all that. And so anyway, the whole point is that St. Louis was misled, Oakland was misled, and that was presented as a stopgap. And I'm thinking, you don't do that as a stopgap. You do that when you're serious about building a stadium. And Libby didn't want to believe it until we talked before the NFL annual meeting, the spring league meeting, excuse me, in 2015. Donis says, John Collins says, I'm pretty much convinced the Raiders are playing 2020 season in Oakland. So am I. Donis says, $750 million going down to the toilet. Sony 7 says, Vegas 2020, no doubt. So you have this is so cool. Sonny, welcome to Zenny62. Have a pizza. If I had a pizza to give you, my friend, I'd give you one. Pizza and water. How's that? You have John Akala. You got it, Sonny. John Akala says Raiders 2020 in Oakland. Sonny says Vegas 2020, no doubt. You gotta love it. Only at Zenny62 on YouTube. Corey Brown says, when Elihu Harris was on your broadcast, and I'm having him back tomorrow, did he mention how he would have dealt differently with the Raiders if he were in office now? We didn't talk about it from that perspective, but I am going to have Mayor Harris on Wednesday night. I have to call to confirm it. So we will, I'll let you know. Condolences, by the way, to John Singleton and John Singleton's family. A loss for America and American culture. Sad day for us all. Sad day for us all. I think Elihu, that's a very good question. We never talked about that, Corey. What would Elihu have done differently than how it was handled by the current mayor? That's a great question. And I think it's a great opening question. It's a great way to start. I'll pitch it to him, see what he says. Yeah, rest in peace, John Singleton. Wow, 51 years old. That gives me pause. Completely gives me pause. All right, folks, it is 2:03 in the morning. I'm gonna get that glitch fixed. I apologize for the hiccup, whatever that was. I'm gonna file a report with YouTube and say, hey, this needs to be straightened out because it's cutting out again. This never happened before. All right, but the good news is I got alternatives, and the other good news is this is already up, right? Because I can go into the live stream studio and switch that off, and then switch this on, and just jump right over, jump, start all over again, right? Well, I didn't start all over again, but start with part two. You know what I'm saying? Um, Remember, Elihu Harris tomorrow at 11 Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific. Yes. And since I have a guest, I have to be on time. Rest in peace, Boys in the Hood is an urban classic. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for sticking around. And God bless you all for doing so. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the bell. Hey, I got to ask before I go. Y'all getting the notification? Sonny asks, how often do you go live? This is my first time logging on. I try to go every night, except my schedule is Sunday through Thursday. I don't do Friday and Saturday generally. Sometimes I do, but it's generally Sunday through Thursday. And I try to start at 11:30, between 11:30 and 12. But I'm here helping staying with my mom, helping her. I just sent my rent back to Oakland. So I'm doing that, juggling, right? And so my prime thing, is I got to make sure that, after dinner is done, all the other stuff. Okay. Let me tell you this, folks. I don't care what anyone tells you. Help your parents. Your parents helped you when you were little. You help your parents. Anybody who makes fun of you doing it is a fool. Pay no attention to them. If they do that, people who do that are just the worst people on earth. And I say that because there's some people who've done that, on this, in social media and all that. And I think, God, what a sucky person. What an evil, awful person. I love to, get their parents, say, hey, you see what your person's writing? Can you count on your son, or can you count on your son when you are in elderly years? Doesn't look like it. Wow. Okay. I'm telling you, your first responsibility. Yeah. As Sonny just said it. You shouldn't even have to say this. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Word. Absolutely. Thank you, Kenny G. Thank you all. Hey, and here's the thing. I'm going to say one thing else too. I love Las Vegas. I almost got married there, man. Oh boy, almost happened. That was so much fun. If you want to get a hint, go to Zenny62 and type cosmopolitan room on Zenny62. You'll get a glimpse of that. Just a glimpse. That was a lot of fun. Oh well, didn't happen. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot. See ya. Oh, Sonny says, I give him the impression that we love the Raiders, but why do I get you're not happy they're leaving Oakland next? Why do I get you're not happy they're leaving Oakland? Well, I'm not happy they're leaving Oakland because Oakland's my home. They're in Oakland. They're the Oakland Raiders. That's the why I'm not happy. I mean, what is hard for me is it pits two cities that I love for different reasons. Oakland's my hometown. I grew up in Oakland for the most part since 12. Las Vegas, I love. I built much of my media company around covering CES in Las Vegas for the last 10 years. All right. I feel like I know every inch of the downtown and the strip of Las Vegas because I've been there every single year. And then, of course, I went back for Rugby Sevens last year. All right. My mom loves Las Vegas, Reno. We love that. Okay. So it pits these two areas in competition, and I hate it. I hate it. All right. On top of that, the Raiders were not truthful in what they wanted, which made it doubly worse. And then the Raiders started, choosing up sides. Oh, you're not on our side. You're not speaking for us. You're the enemy. I'm not the enemy. See, the way you handle this, you're supposed to handle it, is when you want people to say good things about you, you're nice to them. So the Raiders, what the Raiders should have done is, hey, said, Zenny, we want to sell you on what we're trying to do. We understand your leanings. We understand your background. We respect you. Here's what we're trying to do and why. Come on in. Let's sit down. Mark Davis asked me to come up with a stadium plan for him in Oakland. I did. He didn't give me a sit. He didn't even give me a sit down. All right. And I've said that before. I'll say it again. So, hey, Kenny G says Rugby Sevens is probably moving to SF next year. Yeah, I heard that. That would be cool. Rugby Sevens in San Francisco. That's where Rugby Sevens should be. Nothing against Vegas, but Rugby Sevens in San Francisco is where it should be. All right. Sunny Sevens, I'm just trying to understand what your message is. And I'm sure I'll make it very clear to you. The message is this: pay attention to stadium. It's the journey is the reward. Pay attention to the construction of it. Learn what's happening because other people are not telling you. They're feeding you propaganda. Okay? I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to tell you when there's a sponsorship that's involved, like I talked about Caesars. I'm going to tell you when there's a problem. Because I've said this. I said, hey, look, if Oakland is going to lose the Raiders to Las Vegas better have a plan that's kick butt. Period. All right? Kick butt. Period. Where Libby screwed up, and I'll have to say this, the mayor screwed up, is Commissioner Goodell wanted, and Eric Goodman wanted Oakland to give the NFL the land. I was under the impression she was going to do that as far back as 2015. She never did it, okay? She could have given them the land and had it in such a way where the city gets back revenue. You give it, and the NFL pays a chunk every single year up, let's say up till you get to a $150 million point, right? So basically the NFL is buying land in stages, okay? But as it was, the city had in its proposal $350 million in public money. So anybody who says that Oakland didn't have any public money, that's not true, okay? That's not true at all. But the bottom line is we were caught off guard because we weren't told the truth. We were not in a position where the Raiders wanted to be in Oakland, where Mark Davis wanted to be in Oakland. Commissioner Goodell wanted them in Oakland, but Jerry Jones wanted the relocation. So Jerry Jones advocates for the relocation. What does Jerry get out of the deal? He gets to, through Legends, manage the sale of sponsorships, including naming rights for both the Raiders and the Rams in Las Vegas and in Inglewood, and make money from that through Legends. Legends has made Jerry Jones a very rich man on top of the Cowboys, able to buy a $250 million yacht. The real story behind all of this is the growing field of experiential vacations. You want the experience of being on the field for the Super Bowl now? You can buy that. You want the experience of going to the NFL draft backstage and meeting the players and everything? You can buy that. You want the experience of meeting groups like Coldplay or Jay-Z or anything? You can buy that today. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, the experiential industry, and the NFL is cleaning up on it. And Jerry Jones and his partners, among NFL owners, are at the center of that. Corey Brown says, it seems like the lawsuit lawyers pick your brain because they have a deep understanding of the situation and some history with both parties. Mohammed says, I'm worried about PSLs in Vegas. That seems like a ticking time bomb, default. What do you mean, Mohammed? Real quick. I think, well, it's 2:12. Let's revisit that tomorrow. My email is this, Zenny at Zenny62.com. Send me an email there, okay? And then explain to me what you mean so I can wrap it around my head better. I got to go, folks. Thank you all. Thanks. I'll see you.